love having attorneys on our show that get that legal talk, get those questions. It seems like there's always these changes to the laws happening out there. We've talked about with attorney Richard Alexander here on the show, Alexander Law. We've talked about some of the things where, texting and driving comes into play. I just heard about another story, a friend that lost their life. They, made a turn into the wrong lane, probably distracted by texting. It happens a lot. So what are you seeing out there in your world, Richard?
Well, texting, and we've talked about this. We saw this coming, you and I, back when they started doing texting and driving. And, and then they did the law that just passed October 1st about you can't hold the phone in your hand. It has to be hands-free in a construction zone or school zone. Mm-hmm. And that's a behavior that I have to get used to now.
Sure.
Because I'm going to pick up my son, and boom, I have the phone in my hand. I'm like, oh my God, I'm violating the law.
Yeah.
So, really, it's a behavior now that I need to change because of the new law. And up until the end of the year, law enforcement is going to be issuing warnings. But come January 1st, 2020, you're going to get actual 3-point moving citations.
Wow.
Yeah, and wait till your insurance company obviously finds out about that. But yeah, and that's what the law is. The law is, I tell my students all the time, the law is designed to change conduct, behavior, and it's meant to do that because sometimes we're going to go kicking and screaming with the new law change. For instance, and again, this is what I ask my students all the time. I said, how many of you used to wear your seatbelts before the seatbelt law? And none of them raised their hands. And I said, well, how many of you wear your seatbelts now? And then all of them raised their hands. I said, well, what about your passengers? Do you make them wear your seatbelts? They said, oh, absolutely. We don't move the car until that.
Yeah.
So you see what the law did?
Yep.
It actually changed your attitude, and then your attitude changed your conduct about behavior. This is what's going to happen to cell phones.
And the car manufacturers, too, they make those annoying ding, ding, ding. And you're like, man,
Right.
Turn that off. What do I have to do to turn that off? So you click it on. But yeah, so exactly. So the law changes, the ripple effect happens throughout the community.
Correct. And we're just going to go kicking and screaming whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And actually, if you've seen some new devices that are coming out, some of the car manufacturers are trying to create some foolproof method so you don't forget your child in the car.
Yes,
Have you seen that?
I've heard about that.
Yeah, because there seems to be a problem, and I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, you're going to create something that reminds you that the child's in the car.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I guess there's a less than 1% of knuckleheads out there that forgot they had their kid that day.
I mean, it's astronomical that you could do that, but I know it happens, and we hear about it all the time.
Yeah.
But they're going to come up with some sort of safety feature so that you don't forget that your child's in the car behind you. I mean, it's a great idea, but it's just
weird that we have to have that, right?
Well, it would seem a little bit excessive, but
Yeah.
listen, if you can save one child, obviously,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be all intrusive. And so to make it so that it's just something else we have to be aware of while we're driving the vehicle.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. We're talking with Richard Alexander, a local attorney. We always talk about supporting the local economy here as well in Tampa Bay, supporting the local economy, the local folks in the area. TrustAlexanderLaw.com is the website. He's also an educator. We'll hear more from Richard as well coming up on the show. And we've got 10 unforgettable quotes by Jim Rohn coming up. I'm going to feed you a couple of those nice quotes from Jim Rohn, the late and great Jim Rohn. He's awesome. Also, our feel-good story of the day coming at you when we come back.